The glimmer of the sun at dusk flickers over the horizon, and the day gives way to night. And the night gives way to a new day. And it's as the day draws to its midpoint of the 6th hour, a carriage arrives in the Brightstone Silver Market. Inside sit Lottie and Arabella opposite a naked as though the day they were born, Brolin and Gabriel. So both out there kind of trying to look as unawkward as they possibly can, and both failing absolutely miserably. And between Arabella and Lottie sits Katerina as the independent adjudicator, referee. And the carriage draws to a stop.
And it's at this point I like to call a flashback.
I'm just going to roll the engagement. And a 6, so good start. Okay, and what is your flashback?
My flashback is sometime in the night, I may have committed a little bit of a crime.
Oh, okay.
Gabriel, in preparation for this, knowing the exceedingly heavy blue coat presence and realizing that they need something to draw everybody away from the manor in White Crown, he has not only murdered an individual, but dropped them very close to the Lord Governor's stronghold.
Ooh, okay, so I'm going to say that's going to be 2 stress.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I was fully aware that was 2 stress. There was no way that
I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely. And also, make me a check on that one with it'll be a greater effect.
Okay. What exactly is this check for, so I can think of the appropriate skill here?
Oh, it's basically to see how well it works as bait and how much of a presence there is from how much of the attention from the Bluecoats has been diverted away from Brightstone and towards the Lord Governor's stronghold.
Okay. I'm going to argue for... I'm trying to think if I should argue for wreck or consort here, because wreck, to make it as brutal as possible, which just flat out would draw attention, or consort to also seed in the criminal elements to start talking about the brutality of the murder. I could see both here.
Both carry weight, so yeah, either of those. It's up to you.
I think I'll do consort here.
Absolutely.
And controlled position, greater effect.
Mm-hmm. A normal position, but that's by the by.
Okay, normal position. Well, it's either risky or controlled position. Desperate or fortune. So, great.
Risky is normal. Risky is normal.
So okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Yes, it's still a risky move, but it's
True. Here we go. 6.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so yes, with the several inspectors calling away a lot of blue coats, there are obviously still a few of the districts, but they are running routine patrols, and to be honest, they tend to be a little bit more of the upstanding blue coats that patrol Brightstone, but just because of the reputation of the district.
White Crown.
So you're in Brightstone at the moment.
Yeah, I'm diverting attention in White Crown.
Oh, everyone from White Crown has been called in, and several from Brightstone as well have been.
All right, I just wanted to make sure there wasn't.
Yeah. Like I say, it's routine patrols, but they're reduced in number, and all. That's the first thing of kind of glancing out from behind this curtain and into the district. You see that the market itself is busy, but the normal blue coat patrols aren't there in quite such a heavy numbers.
So Gabriel kind of adjusts himself a little bit and then goes, let's get out there. We got a crowd, Brolin.
I wouldn't have it any other way. And as the doors are opened, so one on the left, one on the right, you head out the right door as Brolin ducks out the left, and the two of you just begin running across the silver market, followed by a fairly bemused Arabella and Lottie.
And moving through the silver market, Gabriel's hitting that actually gonna hit the docks, because I don't think we're getting across the Bowmore Bridge, or at least Gabriel's not making it across in his skivvies.
Absolutely. Despite numerous waves, none of the cabbies are stopping for some reason. It's
So, making his way to the docks and kind of gesturing for Lottie, because Lottie's probably going to be the one that needs to actually grab a boat. Get us passage.
Are you getting the gondola, or? You're going across Norfolk Channel, so you actually need a proper boat.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, yes, Lottie, I'm going to say make me a check.
Can it be a consort check?
Absolutely, yeah, that works.
And there's actually a couple of docks that are really close to the manor.
Three?
Ooh.
You are permitted passage. However, the wording is, as this grizzled old sea captain kind of looks across at Gabriel and just goes, "Not like that."
Well,
Does it have anything that is carrying on his boat?
Sorry?
Does it have any stuff that is carrying on his boat that Gabriel might hide behind? Like
crates and things like that.
Seaweed.
or like a tarp. A burlap sack.
There's this looks to be a fairly standard fishing boat. It's not like a big Leviathan hunter or anything like that. So there's reams and reams of netting. Also like crates that have been some of them have been sealed, others are half full of dead fish.
I'm going to try to occupy the captain to give Gabriel the time to hide in the dead fish.
Okay. So yeah, I'd say for that one, that's probably going to be another check just to distract him, and you can push yourself for another die, or remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna push myself for a wait. Swear or can attune work?
Attune is mainly for ghosts and demons, and probably not so much.
Okay.
But if you want, actually, I would say because you're being assisted. Actually, Gabriel, if you want to make the roll, but you can do it at +1 with an assist, with a setup from Lottie.
Ooh. Okay, well, this is, I feel like finesse or prowl, which Gabriel is not good at either. So I'm gonna push myself.
So that's another one. So you've got plus, you're on 2 there.
Yes. Which is exactly what I'm gonna be rolling here. 2 bonus die. Okay.
Oh, okay. Success with complications.
Poor man's crit.
The poor man's crit. Okay. Yeah, you're able to, as you sort of just jump onto the front of the boat, while Lottie circles around the captain, so he his attention is diverted, and you realise that the netting itself is going to do nothing, and just throw yourself into a half-full box of fish and just bury yourself in it, with a level 1 harm of pungent aroma, which is going to give you limited effect on social checks. Would you like to resist?
No, because
Okay.
I can't spend much more stress here.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
I've already burned through 6.
Oh, yeah. And so as the there's a blare of the foghorn as the boat makes its way out into North Hook Channel and begins to head the short distance north towards White Crown. Docking about half an hour later.
Docking. Which one? Here or here? I've pinged both locations on the map.
Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm. Which one would you like to go to? This is.
Realistically, if we had our pick.
Yeah, absolutely. No problem. He's.
That's the shortest route to her manor.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, as you disembark, there's you're able to sort of like throw yourself over the side and you land heavily on the dock as Lottie disembarks down the gangplank, and the captain takes the boat back out and begins trawling in North Hook.
Not wasting any time, Gabriel kind of clambers towards the wrought iron gates that are probably visible from this place. It doesn't look like there's a lot of buildings that would separate it, and manors tend to be a little grandiose.
Where are you looking at the...
Well, because her manor was always this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
So, yes.
There's a reason I wanted that dock. That is really close.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you run, you can just about through the fog and the ever-present fog. You can just about make out the back wall and the iron fence that's built into it. And as you get a little bit closer, you begin to make out that tower and the gardens, which themselves glow slightly with the radiant energy plants that surround the estate.
As we kind of get to the gate, I kind of just up and over, or through the front gate. How do you feel with locks?
Usually it's a job. We both know what happened last time. I can try my luck, but not guaranteed. Maybe I have more chances just slamming the door and crushing it.
There is built into this wall. There is this very, very small little wooden door, which is likely a trade entrance or a worker or a estate help entrance.
Seeing
or
this,
obviously there's the main front gate.
seeing this little wooden door. What kind of lock is it on this wooden door, actually?
It's just a standard sort of iron key affair. It's not the same security as the front gate.
I kind of nod over to it. I can either break it down or you can probably shoot the lock out.
Try to shoot it. It might ricochet on the metal.
All right, so
Just take us a few steps back, just in case. I'm just gonna.
Well, I'm gonna say
before she does that.
Oh, yeah.
Gabriel, with that knowledge, Gabriel kind of nods and agrees, and then takes a few steps back. But before she even can do anything else, he throws his entire weight against the door.
Maybe the check.
Wreck. 4. Success with a complication.
Absolutely, yeah. You there's a crunch of wood as the gate itself just buckles inwards, and you land on what is now a horizontal door as you just literally take it off its hinges straight down.
Can the complication be a level of harm? Is that something I'm allowed to ask?
Yeah, if you want. I mean, yeah, take it would be level 1 harm.
Level 2.
You want level 2?
It's going to be level 2. It can't be level 1.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. As Gabriel stands up, turns around, still absolutely naked as naked as anything, and just holds up his arm and goes, "It's this bad." The slightly delirious as this shard of wood is just jutting out of his arm. So about that long.
Don't move. I'm gonna try to find some kind of rag or throw some part of my outfit to make a bandage.
Yeah.
Don't take it off as long as I don't have something for the wound. Just don't move.
And yeah, there's a. I mean, there's pretty much 3 rules that apply when you get something essentially stuck in. It's don't take it out too soon. When it's out, don't put your fingers in it to see how deep it is. And on no account, when it really hurts, don't on no account put it back in. It's
Yeah.
And with a sudden kind of like slightly delirious. So I'll make you an offer here. Would you like to take a -1 in prowess or insight? As your head is going a little bit, you got a little bit of a head spin on this one.
I'll take the -1 in insight.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, there's a slight deliriousness as you pull out this shard of wood and quickly wrap it up in this bandage, which instantly turns the bandage itself instantly turns to this deep crimson.
As long as it doesn't drip, we're good.
No,
Okay.
it's secure, but it's just soaking through. It's a nasty injury. It's going to take some time to heal.
Gabriel kind of nods his head as in, let's get this over with.
You will not get hurt. Just is it really worth it?
You say this as we stand in what essentially is probably like a garden area, in the garden of a manor that my previous group royally screwed over in the middle of the most affluent district in Duskval. I'd say after I've dropped a body at the Lord Governor's manor, like, we're in it too deep here to quit now.
Guess I have to make sure you don't die or something. Don't make it worse.
I have no intentions of dying, darling. You can say the darling isn't really... It's not meant, really. It is just deliriousness, honestly. It's just slipping out at this point.
It's as you make your way towards the house. There is a moment where Gabriel begins to walk parallel with the fence, and then the wall, and then realizes he's going the wrong way and sort of doubles back. And the two of you head towards the manor.
Now, I 100% know that all these windows are locked. All the doors are completely locked tight. So I'm just gonna kind of find a window that's not within direct eyesight of any of the streets, as best as I can.
It's so far kind of in, and there's huge grounds that surround it. Obviously, anything along that back wall, you're pretty secluded.
I'm gonna kind of nod towards Lottie and be like, "Do the honors."
Make sure there's nothing dangerous that would aggravate the situation.
Sorry, say again. I was making notes.
Just gonna check if there's nothing dangerous, like maybe rusted nails or stuff that could hurt him. Yeah.
I realize what you're saying, but I'm just thinking rusted nails in a lord's manor. I'm just like,
No, nothing of the sort. The only thing is, if you go in loud through a window, it's probably going to be broken glass. But
yeah, just sweep that with my foot.
No, there's no broken glass at the moment. I don't know how you're getting in. So
I think what she was saying was she is going to break a window, and so
okay.
Once she does, she's clearing it.
Yeah, it's butt of the pistol that you haven't actually fired yet. Just through the glass, and then use the barrel to sweep around the edges. And there is a large broken window in the back wall of Irmina's manor.
Letting Gabriel is 100% still coherent enough to let Lottie go first, because she doesn't deserve that. She doesn't deserve to have to watch Gabriel go in through a broken window naked. So he's gonna motion for her to go in first.
And as you land on the floorboards, there is fairly quietly, but there's a little cloud of dust that kicks up from your feet. Looking around, there are looking around. There is sort of cobwebs. There, you could see that this place has been undisturbed for quite some time. As Gabriel kind of levers himself through the window after you.
It's at this point Gabriel kind of sighs. I don't feel like he would have made it through without landing on the ground.
It's a bit of an undignified slump, but it doesn't hurt as much as your arm, at least.
Yeah, and Gabriel...
The pain of that is kind of keeping your mind busy.
Gabriel kind of mutters, and now we take everything that isn't nailed down or isn't the bust of her great uncle twice removed. And Gabriel's
I have one of those in my face.
Gabriel kind of chuckles at that. You'll have to show it to me sometime. And staggers upwards and immediately heads to like the servants' quarters. He's going for like a closet or something. His thought process is, at this point, probably all clothes are that would actually fit him are custom made. So like there is probably a certain understanding within this deal that any clothes that he's gonna find aren't gonna fit.
Okay, at this point I'm gonna say, let's do it. Desperate action, limited effects.
Finally, I get a desperate action, limited effect. Study, which is only one die. Desperate. Limited. Let's do this. Minus 1 die because of my punctured arm making me delirious. I'm gonna end up in Irmina's closet in a dress. Let's do this. Yes!
What did you get?
I got a 2.
It's Gabriel reemerges wearing a pair of what can only be described as a pair of net curtains that do absolutely nothing to conceal him. But it's the only thing he kind of like wrap around himself, like this kind of very, very translucent cape. And a very large, ornate ermine boa.
No, absolutely not. We'll continue searching. If we need, we'll use some of the money we won. Buying new clothes. It's not again. You're not going outside like that. Have some dignity.
He kind of throws the feather boa around his neck. He's like, I think I look fabulous. She wore these all the time. This woman was like 80 or 90 and she wore these all the time, okay?
You're an elderly woman. Had you found anything that can be used for your wound? Like, I don't know, first aid kit or something. If that's a servant quarter, maybe they could have something, right?
Gabriel's like, I wasn't looking for any of that. I was looking for clothes. And I've...
You didn't even find clothes, you're wearing curtains.
That's not my fault. That is what I was looking for.
So, with that first problem solved.
Actually, Gabriel gets the brilliant idea here. He's like, fine. He takes off the curtain and essentially takes the boa. That's probably the worst thing imaginable. And creates like a sumo wrestler belt with it. Kind of like wraps it around himself, then wraps it around himself again.
Oh. Would you like to combine it with your cape?
No, it's
for
just
a real statement piece. And throwing the discarded net curtains over the over a dresser. And yeah, with absolutely no regrets. What do you want to do?
It's essentially it's a sumo wrestler belt, so U-shape, and then he wraps the remaining part of it around himself and tucks it around itself, so it's essentially a feather boa thong almost.
Yeah, but it's also ermine, it's not feather. It's like a very, very expensive fur.
Yeah. There.
Now nestled very, very snugly between your buttocks.
Okay. I'll look for medical type stuff, and just start. You start looking for the more important stuff, the stuff that'll actually let us win.
Yes. I guess let's do this. I don't know where she keeps it though. You said she had hidden spots. Should I look for a painting?
Maybe a check. Yeah. Go on then. Yeah, make me a check and see if you find anything behind paintings or something like that.
Can I use survey?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
What was the?
Are you
What
not?
did you get?
Is it not loading?
3. Oh, no, it just came through now. Cool. It's just a few seconds delay. And as you go, a lot of these paintings are kind of, set against the walls. And nothing that kind of opens up for a safe behind it or anything like that. But likely, some of the paintings might themselves be quite valuable, if slightly large. These big oils and the like.
Try to use the nest curtain to make some sort of bag,
Okay.
or maybe I don't know how they called, but something to attach them and put them on my shoulder. Then maybe I'm gonna start to what's the name for the thingy around the painting?
Oh, the frame.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
I know that word. I'm going to unframe them and try to wrap them with curtains, or maybe if I can find something that looks like a rope.
Okay. So yeah, taking them down. Most of them are oil on canvas, so you can remove the canvas from its wooden frame, and then essentially roll it up. And there's a few bits and pieces lying around that you're able to fashion a sort of carrier, and obviously using the curtains now discarded. Gabriel.
True to his word, at least in spirit, he is looking for some sort of medicine cabinet or, any sort of medical supplies, but he's also looking for stuff to grab.
Okay, I'm gonna say, yeah, make me a check.
All of these are gonna be at a -1, which means I have 1 die. That's just life. Oh, well, I'll take that.
Absolutely. As you make your way through the halls and corridors lined with various items, all of which could be valuable. The only problem is carrying them in size, especially kind of running through White Crown.
Well, Gabriel already has a plan for that, but I'm not ready to call that flashback yet.
No problem. There is a very ornate and finely crafted, what looks to be a classical era, where should we say, Eruvian sword and shield. It's much more decorative than it is an actual functioning weapon at this point. It's probably been been mounted on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the fine kind of hooked scimitar blade, which itself is engraved and gilded with gold and silver, and the shield that matches its as part of the set.
Gabriel is going to grab those, as well as stated. While he was looking for stuff to grab as well, he was keeping true to his word and looking for medical supplies as well.
You make your way into an indoor bathroom, which itself has a tray, or like a kind of wheeled tray set up, and on it, Irmina was not in her element. Let's be honest, she was old when. So there are several tonics and various alchemical concoctions used to treat various ailments.
Gabriel's he's not gonna just start drinking things. He's not quite that delirious. He is gonna take the tray as well, though, because he's also thinking that if one of these can help, great, but tonics and stuff tend to be worth some money as well to the right people.
I'm going to say, for that one, make me a fortune roll, just to see.
Okay.
See what kind of value this stuff has got.
That's fair.
But bear in mind, this is like the best Charter Hall physicers would be prescribing this stuff.
Just one die for fortune? Yes.
Yeah, it's just to see. Take the 6. There's a lot are looking at them. There's a couple that might be able to help you, although they do take some time to actually take an effect. It's a continued process of medication. Others are for much more ailments of age, of arthritis, and help with a body that has begun to fail.
So, Gabriel.
Certainly valuable. Sorry.
Gabriel's gonna split the two essentially. On the right side is gonna be the stuff that's useful to him, which he does go ahead and take the first dose now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other stuff, though, he has moved over to the side so it doesn't get confused.
Okay, so I'm going to say, as you do that now, the one you've taken straight away is a moderate painkiller. So what we'll say is that for one of your injuries, you can negate the effect for this C, which is probably the score.
Okay, well, that would obviously be the pain from the punctured arm, because that's the only one that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's you feel as the pain begins to alleviate, your arm begins to stop pulsing. It's very, very quick to take effect. We'll say, for this scene, you are no longer under that -1.
All right, so as I kind of head back, sword and shield in one hand. I'm assuming it's a shield that can be strapped to the arm.
Oh yeah. It's
so obviously it's on the good arm, sword in that hand, and then the tray in the other one. Gabriel is gonna go back through with his mind a little bit clearer and throw up start looking for more stuff.
Absolutely. I'm gonna say with that, as you go down through, looking through what can be taken that's easy to carry and so on and so forth. Lottie. What are you doing? What are you currently occupied with?
Just try to find stuff so we can leave quickly as possible.
Okay. So I will say, if you're looking to leave, make me a check on something. See what we can find that's valuable.
Can hunt work here?
I'd say it's probably a limited effect. Yeah. Survey or study or yeah.
Continue with study. Oh.
I've closed the. Oh, very nice. Yes, you are going into one room. You find a library, and all 4 walls are covered, except for obviously over the window with bookshelves, and giving a very, very quick kind of scout around and looking at stuff, knowing, having been party to this kind of collection before, you know what's valuable, and. With that, you find a collection of first edition leather-bound collector's volumes of famed works. So it's an 8-book set, and together, to the right person, it'll probably net you a couple of coin.
Do I find anything that could appeal to people in our group, like as a gift? Maybe some stuff about ghost for Omen, and I don't know what Hestia would like, but mostly ghost stuff for Omen.
Okay, so you do find it's not the same of the same value as this collection. But there is a old transcript of multiple times translated book that comes from It comes from a reviewer as well, and it's just looking through it. It's a very very intense, and there's a lot of academia behind it. Very very much the educated mind's book, and there are a couple of chairs and couches that have been set out for people, obviously, to be reading on while they're in the room.
Not taking a chair for his chest.
I'll take a chair, but you do grab a couple of the cushions.
Complicated to carry.
But you do grab a couple of the cushions, which are very, very nicely made, covered in these very, very fine fabrics.
Okay. Perfect.
And into the bag they go. Gabriel.
Can I go ahead and roll my look through? As I'm looking through now with a clear head.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Go for it.
Okay.
Six. Oh, you're absolutely killing it on the rolls. There is... What kind of thing are you looking for?
I'm looking for things of value. Because obviously once I set stuff down, explain to Lottie, these are for selling, these are for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and grab more stuff because as stated, I have a plan. I'm still not ready to call it yet, though.
Going into the what is a very, very large, elaborate dining room, as Lottie comes out of that library, the two of you meet in the hallway, and you begin to sort of set your stuff down in the middle of the hallway near the broken windows for your escape. There is a very, very large, ornate dining room, and you get a complete selection of candlestick holders, silverware, very, very ornate whalebone carved or leviathan bone serving bowls, which are engraved, and essentially a full sort of 6-course dinner set.
Gabriel comes back and, starts adding that to the pile. And he goes, as Lottie comes back as well, he kind of goes, okay, my head's a little clearer now. There's one last thing we need.
Okay. After that, we leave.
Yes. I do need, the fur's getting a little uncomfortable here. I need...
I can't possibly see why.
I need something.
I mean, I've looked everywhere and I think maybe she took her stuff on priority,
Fair.
I didn't find any sort of clothes.
All right, so at this point, I want to go ahead and call my last flashback.
Okay, Brady tell.
Gabriel also knew that, realistically, traveling through White Crown, even with it having a depleted police force with very clearly stolen goods, there's no way that anybody would mistake this for anything else. They would need a cover. So he procured the services of a less than reputable storage carriage, meant to carry stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
to stress.
It's I'll tell you what, it's either 2 stress or 1 stress and a coin.
I'll take 2 stress.
Okay. Yeah, you've literally got to beg, borrow, and steal, and eventually it's the driver relents, who that particular crew, very, very small time, but they're very good smugglers. They've got potentially a lucrative career ahead of them.
And with that, as we kind of finish up our stuff, you very audible, but a very unique whistle is heard.
Yeah, it comes from the side of that gate. And Lottie, was there anything you wanted to do as the last actions?
Particularly.
So yeah, grabbing essentially everything is thrown into this makeshift bag, and you make your way across the gardens and back, and the door has been opened to the carriage, pretty much parallel where the gate had been knocked down. So it's literally run out the gardens, down the path, and up and into the carriage.
Load everything up.
And with a crack of the reins and a whistle from the driver, you begin to make your way back to Crowsfoot, where...
And obviously, nah, never mind. I'm just gonna keep with the fur boa.
As you arrive back, there's arriving at the Whisper's Sanctum. There is a... You notice that the door is slightly open, and making your way in and going up the stairs, you see Brolin dressed like what can only be described as a barracleft farmer. It's very, very rough shirt and this floppy brimmed hat, which kind of keeps plumping down over his eyes. All four of them. And on the floor, they essentially set up piles of coins and cash, and they're going through the process of counting it.
Gabriel walks in pretty confidently, despite the boa diaper, and he kind of lifts the finger and he goes, "Okay, one thing. Do realize that I have to have clothes special made for a man my size. I may do
There's
with
absolute
what
silence in the room.
I may
Everyone's
do with
mouth is slightly...
I may do with what I could use. However," and then that's when all the items, Lottie starts bringing in all the different items, the sword, the shield.
And as Katarina joins in the process and begins valuing along with yourselves, I would like you to essentially make a fortune roll on how much you can get for each of these items.
So how many fortune rolls is it technically?
That is... first up, we'll do Lottie with the painting.
Oh, okay. This is how we'll do it.
Yeah. So Lottie with the painting, and Gabriel with the Irmina sword and shield set. Yeah, 2. Oh. Unfortunately,
That's still pretty. We could just hang them in the hideout.
I feel like saying that they're not worth anything after stating that they were worth something like...
Yeah, they'll be worth something, don't worry, this is just fortune rolls. The issue with paintings, especially originals, is when they've clearly been stolen, they're quite difficult to move. It's how much you can get for it.
Oof. Here we go.
So I will...
Yep, same for the sword and shield.
Yeah, absolutely. These are very, very distinct items that someone will pay for them, because someone always will. But next up, probably a little bit more reputable. You've got the collection of books, and do you want to roll for your medicine? We'll do the medicine, or we'll do the silver service set actually.
Okay, the silver set first.
Yeah, silver set first, because that's probably got the potential to carry a bit more weight than a collection of meds. And
I'm not getting anything above a 2 now.
Lottie, do you want to see what you can get for the book, your collection of bound books? Very nice.
And then the medicine, I'll roll my 1.
You'll roll your 2. Sorry, 1 dice, but you'll roll the 2.
No.
Oh no.
Man, to be screwed over by rolls at the very end, it hurts.
I mean, to be honest, it's kind of a little bit of a controlled position.
It still sucks.
Yeah. And as Katerina stands up and having sort of valued everything and knowing the people she knows and the network and what she can get for them, she looks over the various supplies. Brolin's has all been short cons, so that's all in cash, and goes, and so Brolin and Arabella with 6 coin. That puts you against Lottie and Gabriel with 6 coin.
At that moment, I'm going to just go back to Arabella and just ask in her ear, how much did we get?
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. And she reaches down inside her bodice and pulls out another 2 bags of the jingle, and it's how much coin did you have on your person? 2. Okay, so I would say take another 2. As she takes out a 3rd bag and throws it across the room to Katerina. And the three of them just look at you, Gabriel, and Brolin with slightly wry smiles.
Gabriel raises an eyebrow.
And Arabella looks to you, Lottie, and would you like to tell them, or shall I?
Your idea to begin with, like, just help a little bit.
Wasn't my idea. And eyes go to Katerina, who goes, there was never a feldspar, and there was never burnsides. But we took a little wager across town that we couldn't get you, Brolin and Gabriel, to run through the silver market naked at midday. As for the better grifter, who's the better thief? Sort it out yourselves. And she turns to the 2 other ladies, and I think the first round's on me. It's been fun. And as they turn and make their way out of the room, Gabriel and Brolin, you just look to one another. And the discussion resumes.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Blades in the Dark, What Happens in the Dusk, part of the Domain Gaming, written and told by Wyverian and Livespark. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, remember the first rule of a con. Offer them everything for nothing, and give them nothing for everything.